You've seen that! It's even a freaking disaster, I would say. This game I'm talking about today, Radiowave Chapter 1, has a really deep secret inside, about which I'll tell you a little bit later, as well as about the plot and a lot of more other really cool secrets directly from the developer, with whom I had an exclusive interview also shown in the end of this video. So subscribe cause we'll make history together! But firstly, I want to say a big thank you to the Redthrower Games, who is a creator of Radiowave franchise, for giving a Steam key and fully supporting the release of this vid. Diving into the game, we are greeted with a 90s-like commercial presenting Radio World. I'll be giving you plot during the gameplay, but for the beginning, we play as a Detective Robbie, hired by policeman John Holmes for $500. Memorize these names, as one of the biggest secrets in the game is related to these people. You enter Radio World with one goal: arrest Tim Spencer, who is a hacker who hacked all the robots at the factory. It was so cruel, as you can tell by these spools of ketchup. Yeah, YouTube, it's just a ketchup, and not what you could think, like the previous stuff was a little bit unlived, you know? Main mechanic here is related to radio waves, who would have thought? You can see these things with which you can use radio, so on, open doors. In later levels, this thing will play inconceivably important role, actually justifying the name of the game, Radio Wave. You move through the hall, deal with this scene, and the theater meets you with Radio World's mascot in the lead role, Radiowave. You've seen him in the beginning of it, that's why it won't be a secret that soon this peaceful place will become a hell on the earth. All because of hidden drama explaining everything. Developer told me about it, and it's just sad. One moment, a little off topic, but don't go away cause I'm boring, I'm trying not to. Anyways, I wanted to ask you, do you like this? I mean, such a cooperation between me as a YouTuber showing you backstages and really hidden stuff, and Mascot horror developers sharing this info. Drop a like and subscribe if you think so. Also, don't forget to comment which game I should check out next. And after we go and play Radio Wave if you liked it. Continuing. The main thing here is not about the motivation main character has. It's just $500, but the main villain, who is not the villain at all? Well, it's a spoiler, but Tim Spencer, dude who hacked Radio World, wasn't just doing it for fun. His daughter Anna Spencer was killed by the co-founder of the business. Guess who is other person owning Radio World? John Holmes. It's a story about two bros who decided to create their own business, and then John most likely just became psychopath. It's even shown by the notes you can find in-game, where workers complain how John makes them work nearly twice as much as they should by law. Attention, attention, do you still hear? It's a little bit longer vid than usual, but here we go to the actual gameplay. Radiowave Chapter 1 has a lot of different simple but still incredibly interesting to play minigames. Personally, I spent almost 2 hours playing it, while other YouTubers half an hour. Yeah, probably it's cause of my skill, but anyways. First one minigame is just a platformer over the abyss. You fall, you lose, simple. After jumping as a monkey on fire, not really, Detective Robbie is kinda bored. We get keys from the special room. While moving back, Tim Spencer tells us to go right away from Radio World. If we do so, one of the endings plays. Not really interesting, just some credits, that's all. If we don't listen to Tim, he is hacker if you forgot, he activates a robot guardian. I mean, Radiowave, main mascot. Little interesting fact, there are no souls in robots at all, so it's not like in FNAF. Remnant, you know? Radio World's robots are powered by just quite complex AI. Yep, AI. I was surprised by this reality too, bro, because nowadays, with this modern things around, you literally can create radio world in freaking real life without unlived stuff, of course. Oh, we got a little distracted. Let's talk about the second minigame, directly related to the activated radio wave. Basically, concept is you have 5 buttons on the walls, 4 in the corners and 1 in the middle. When I was playing this game, I had to map everything, learn radio waves movement, cause on this minigame I've spent entire hour figuring how to move, how to sneak, everything. You should press all buttons and then just wait for door to open. Seems pretty easy, but for me it's not. Yeah, my skills are probably the worst, but hear me out, I'm not a cyber sportsman. I'm the dude who just enjoys playing games and sharing the experience with you. I can be stupid sometimes, of course, but anyways, moving to the third minigame. It takes place in Radio World's Steam room. You need to route the steam, but when this process has almost started, new angry robot was detected. That's why you should do it manually. Check your surroundings. If there is this creature named Cloaker, you should stare at it so it go away. While doing that, you deal the puzzles. It's really simple. But how you've already guessed, it isn't that easy. This freaking robot is a real one McQueen, so you have like 15 or even less seconds to solve some parts and then just tremble looking around. The second minigame was hard. The third one I've beaten faster, but it was much harder. It was just monotonous. You're scared of what this creature can do to you, and still you do your work. It's incredible nerves. I got so sweaty you can't imagine how. Now, little break from this. I know you're interested in Mascot horrors, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So please subscribe, it means a lot for me. And whole industry at all. If you do it now, then in future will be one more Mascot horror you like. Thanks, I really appreciate it, so here are some more interesting facts only Dev knew. Radio World robots could take over the world if they wanted to, but they didn't. You ask why? Because they weren't said to do it. Like, you see this giant, mega, ultra big factory. Also counts, Robbie isn't a big person and still he often loses to these little creatures. Yep, just me, but still. John Holmes is a psycho who killed his friend's daughter. Daughter's name is Anna, and she plays the main role in prequel chapter named Radiowave Black Signal, which isn't out yet. Okay, I think Redthrower wouldn't be really angry if I tell you some info about this game. You'll play as Anna, who has some kind of mental illness. That's why main villain there will not be animatronics, but nightmare interpretation of killer John Holmes. That's all I can say for now, just play it when it releases. Okay, one thing I want to mention before rating is bugs. I found a lot of them, and by saying a lot, I mean a lot of bugs. As an example, if you die in campaign mode, I mean chapter 1, you somehow get screen from custom mode. I've told the developer about that and he fixed it. Well, he did it to almost every bug I found, not including one yet. While broken radio waves clone chase you, you can turn right and hide for a while, successfully dodging this chase. There's so much to tell you guys, but I don't have enough time. Why? Because I have chapter 2 already available for me in early access Redthrower gave me. I'll try to make it about the second chapter as fast as I can, so it releases as game releases. I don't promise it, but I'll do my best. And it's time for rating, and then we will move to the exclusive interview with the developer of Radiowave. Graphics, somewhere it's too dark, especially in release version and not for beta testers. It of course adds some vibes, but personally I made screen brightness to 100%. Textures somewhere are low quality, but the biggest part of Radiowave Chapter 1 is made with passions and talent. 9 out of 10. Plot is straight. It's not even said by me, but by the dev. Awesome in its simplicity. Also comparing to the other Mascot horrors, it's so much better here. Clear motivation, clear everything. I look forward to Redthrower Games, even if they are not Mascot horrors. Should I create another channel for different type of games? Anyways, plot is good as hell, so 9.8 out of 10. Sound is not that great, to be honest. Somewhere it's too loud, somewhere it's too aggressive, making me feel pain, but still, it's kinda good. 7 out of 10. Gameplay, you've already heard about it. There are so many other different mini games. I'll be talking here till the end of the world. Definitely 10 out of 10. Concept, pretty original I would say, and I really liked it. 9.2 out of 10. Overall rating is decent, 9 out of 10. I recommend you to play this game. Even by myself, I'll replay it a couple of times. Of course, all links are in the description. Now it's time for the delicious part of this video, interview with Redthrower.
Okay, what inspired me to make a mascot horror style for your game? I decided to make a mascot horror style because the game wasn't originally supposed to be mascot horror, but I decided to do it anyway because I just really like games like Poppy Playtime, and yeah, I think Radiowave would have worked really well. Like, I was designing the character and I was thought, yeah, you know what, he'd be pretty good for a mascot horror. That kind of leads to the next question. How'd you come up with the idea for Radiowave? I was on holiday and bought a really old radio from an op shop, and it kind of looked like it had two eyes, what my brother said, and so I just thought, you know, that'd be pretty cool concept for a monster or something like that, like something with a radio with the speakers for eyes. The thing that makes my mascot horror game different is, like, I try and focus more on gameplay. The lore's not as complicated, and it's mostly like maze type of horror. And the AI or character that was especially difficult to program was probably most likely Radiowave. I had to think about, like, how can you see the player? What should he do? It was kind of hard, but I eventually nailed it down. To optimize performance, I've used Unity. It's using tons of optimization like occlusion culling, you know, low resolution, somewhat low resolution textures, but not as low resolution, so you can't tell the difference most of the time. And I try and optimize all of my assets by keeping it low poly. Radiowave probably has the least amount of polygons out of any other mascot horror, to be honest. Some mascot horror games that inspired my work were Poppy Playtime and Banban. And I hope that people, after finishing all chapters, like, take away just a fun horror experience, you know. And if I had an unlimited budget, first thing I'd add to the game is probably like detailed environments and longer story, and probably, I'm gonna be honest, more like professional modelers, because my models aren't that good. And yeah, a lot of people's feedback has changed how I've seen my mascot. I've heard someone say it's just a cube with just a bunch of cubes, and I thought that was funny, so I've tried to, like, not design characters that look like cubes. If my mascot probably fought another mascot, he'd probably win. It's a robot, unless it's like mascot with, like, I don't know, psychic powers. And the final question, if I had to wear a mascot costume from Radiowave, which one would I pick? I'd probably pick Mr. Calls, honestly. He sounds like a fun character to cosplay as. I'd probably get a fake mustache for him. Anyway, thanks for interviewing me.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for listening to that moment. I'm definitely sure you'll like this vid. So drop a like and comment what do you think. Also, if you watch till that moment, you can ask me some questions if you have. And then I'll address it to the Redthrower Games. Or the questions you personally address to me, I'll answer them. And once in more, you can suggest me the game to check it out. That's it. Bye.